This is the AGM PAD T1 tablet, one of the most affordable tablets in the market. It has a modest design with good performance based on its price. This tab has been with me for about 3 weeks. I've installed some games and apps. I've seen how the battery performs and the overall performance of this tab. So in this video, I will tell you everything you need to know about the AGM PAD T1 tablet. The battery capacity is 7000 mAh. The processor is the Unisoc T606 and runs on Android 14. It features a 128GB of internal storage space and 4GB of RAM. It also supports up to 4GB of virtual memory, giving a total of 8GB of RAM. The main camera is 13 megapixel and 5 megapixel for the front camera. The price of the tab is around 263,000 naira. This is the packaging box looking all yellow. Inside the box, the first item here is the tablet. It comes with a protective cover that can also support the device to stand. Then there is a SIM eject pin too, a 10-watt charger and a Type-C cable. Let us be frank here. Why should anybody consider a tab with the Unisoc T606 processor? If it were T616 or higher, it would have made more sense, but it would also be more expensive. The T606 on this device may not offer much, but pretty decent, especially when you consider the price of the tab. Later in this video, I will talk much about this performance, which again I believe is pretty decent when you consider the price of this device. The first aspect of the tab that I want to talk about is the design. It looks so modern and well finished. This is the kind of design you find on some more expensive tabs. The back has a matte finish with a camera module that holds a flashlight. The edges of the device are nicely curved. At the bottom, depending on your perspective, comes two loudspeakers and the charging port. The speakers are pretty loud with very good audio sound. The SIM tray supports 2 SIM cards and a memory card. The 3.5mm audio jack is nicely positioned in one of the edges, but this design might not allow for an earpiece to be plugged in this position. This tab is solid and strong. It will be durable. It will also be suitable for little harsh environment. If I'm judging this tablet based on the design alone, it is definitely worth buying. I love the design. Since you can't judge a device based on design alone, what about the display? It is about 11 inches IPS display with a resolution of 1200 pixels. This display is bright, but not just bright, it is also sharp. It shows videos and pictures clearly and responds very fast to touch. The refresh rate according to the specs is 60 Hz. This is pretty low but does not really affect fast scrolling. So when you are reading from a very long page, it is quite convenient to scroll around. The display is good, and coupled with the dual loudspeakers, it is a perfect screen for watching movies. If you want to consider this tab based on the display alone, it is definitely worth buying. But again, you can't just buy a tab based on display and design alone. So what about the camera? From my experience with budget tablet cameras, their quality is usually a mess. Most manufacturers don't always pay attention to the cameras, maybe because users don't normally take photos or record videos with their tab as they would with a phone. The AGM PAD T1 tablet has a 13 megapixel main camera and a 5 megapixel front camera. Pictures from both cameras are a little better than my expectations. I was hoping that the result would be blurry photos, or at least there would be a lot of noise in the pictures. This camera doesn't give perfect pictures, but honestly, I will say that the quality is awesome. The images are not that sharp and the colors in the pictures are not enhanced, but the camera can cover more than the basic things that you will need it for. Most people work with their tabs, sending documents that require a passport photograph. Other people prefer using their tab for online video calls and meetings. In a well-lit area, this camera can handle all of that. When it comes to focus, it can blur background effectively as needed, but the further the background, the better blur effect you get. My phone is always in my pocket. If I want to take a picture or record a video even when my tab is around, I will definitely use my phone, not the tab, because my phone is much easier to handle. So the camera right here is just enough for the tab. So I recorded this video with the main camera set to 1080 pixel at 30 frames per second. At least you can judge the quality by yourself. Then surprisingly, it also supports a slow motion mode. I don't really see the need here, but it is better they made it available just in case. The front camera with a 5 megapixel sensor still offers usable pictures. In a well-lit scene, the pictures are clear, not necessarily sharp, but still make sense. The same goes for video recording with the front camera, but at best, you get only 720 pixel video footage. Once more, considering the price of this tab, the camera is a go for me. This is not a gaming tab, so I won't be focusing on high graphic games here. I will just move on to the performance of this tab when you operate it and the battery performance. That this tab is not a gaming tab does not mean that it cannot handle simple arcade games. You can install a lot of these games and the tablet will still be good to go. But as a general rule, the more apps and games you install, the slower the performance of the phone. Now on the performance, the Unisoc TC06 is not meant for heavy multitasking. This tablet will mostly be suitable for streaming movies, browsing the internet, keeping yourself updated across social media platforms, uploading content online, and every other less demanding task. You can leave about 10 apps running in the background and it will still run smoothly. But once you start installing heavy games and apps, it will gradually slow the performance down. When used appropriately, the tab is fast, open apps on time, and doesn't lag or overheat. The only area of concern with this tab is the battery and charging capacity. First off, it comes with a 7000 mAh battery that drains a little faster than expected. Though it can last for a whole day, since it's a 7000 mAh battery, I was expecting it to last a little longer. The charger in the box is 10 watts. Imagine spending almost half of the day charging the battery to 100%. A 15 watt charger would have been very nice. Things are not very expensive in Nigeria. Getting a decent tablet within this price range is not easy. I have seen a lot of tablets, most of them are within this price range and some of them are even cheaper, but their specs are disappointing. So if you can afford this one, I believe it is money well spent. Just don't overload it. The link to the AGM PAD T1 official store is in the description. Check it out if you want to buy it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section of this video. See you in my next video.